This is what it's all about. I found that we've really built a brand around security. This is what I'm saying. Like, other blockchains are not even close to what we have.
Today I sit down with Tommy World Power, founder of Energi blockchain.
When I built Energi, I think I even, may have not even given it credit for how powerful this is. But this is truly what the world needs.
As they describe themselves, the safest blockchain in the world, an Ethereum-based L1 featuring defense in depth and on-chain law enforcement.
This technology is extremely powerful and extremely necessary.
And of course, how they just may be the Apple of blockchains.
I have a lot of love for Apple, but I love how everything just works together really well. I love how they protect user privacy. Energi, we have those things just built directly in. And I welcome other people to come build too.
Thank you, Energi, for partnering today and making this video possible. And let's start. Now, you're a crypto veteran. You've been in the space a long time. For the new people that are maybe just coming into crypto today, what is Energi at a high level?
For sure. So quick background on myself. I've been in crypto watching it since 2012, bought in 2013 at the peak of the bubble, like a proper degen getting in then. So, bought Dogecoin right around then, sat on it while it went down 90%, and kept buying more. Bought Ethereum at $1, was doing YouTube videos on Ethereum back then and on other things. I was an OG crypto YouTuber. So originally I was out there doing this stuff and I love it. So, and then in 2017, I created Energi, which Energi has really set itself apart from other blockchains in the avenue of security. That's kind of our niche. And I'll tell you guys a little more about that soon, but that's what I've been doing for the past 6 years. Built a blockchain, built a DEX, built a bridge, and now we have an NFT marketplace, all that kind of like an Apple of blockchain in a way where it's all built in-house with a really good component of security, a big specialization in that. So again, we'll tell you more about that, but that's kind of high level on me.
So I want to understand, like, how is this better security? Like, I think the most common scams I see is if I click a scam link, then I lose my money. Like the scammer immediately takes my money, transfers it off. How does Energi help?
For sure. And actually, the reason I wanted to come here, you guys, today is because I want to tell you guys a story about something that happened, which I'll tell you in a second. But to take a step back of why security is important, let's look at this. We're going to have how many people are going to come into blockchain in this cycle, potentially super cycle, right? Like hundreds of millions. Right. I mean, that's what this cycle is supposed to be. I mean, think about that. And without the proper protection for people, you see people like in DC, like Elizabeth Warren and other politicians, and they're insulting crypto. And they have a valid reason. They're saying that, well, why does crypto have to be so criminal? Why do people have to do this and that on it? You know what? And I love crypto very dearly, but they have a valid point that what has gone completely unchecked by most of the space is the concept of security and how to properly do that. And it's really surprising for me, being in crypto for this long, I really thought the kind of big incumbent blockchains would have definitely solved this problem. But fast forward, here we are today, February 2024, and we're leading the way in that by far. And I didn't think I was going to, but I did it because I had to protect our community. I'll tell you guys, again, a good story of what we just went through that really makes that point, because it's not always like a small hacker or small scammer. Sometimes it's big entities attacking the whole community. So, but I'll go into that a bit more. But yeah, maybe that's a good high level.
Yeah, well, tell me that story, because I think that's going to help me understand how Energi is different security wise.
Okay. All right. So, well, one thing, first of all, you guys, crazy news that if you guys heard, first of all, crypto is going nuts right now, which is awesome, right? We live for this. So it's great to see that. But we almost listed on an exchange called Bit4x, and Bit4x has now, seems like their 57 million in their hot wallet disappeared, and their CEO is not accessible. This is the last I heard. So I don't know. This is not the first time something like this has happened. Right? People leave their money on an exchange and then the exchange CEO runs away with the money, right? This is not the first time. We've seen this a number of times throughout cycles. We almost list on Bitforex, and if we did, we'd have the only blockchain that could protect itself. But let's say we were, for instance, let's say a blockchain is on there without protection. What just happened to them is they're going to have a bunch of money stolen now, and that money is going to get sent to another exchange or traded on a DEX and going to get dumped. And it's going to cause a lot of harm to those communities. And of course, to the people who also held the assets on that exchange. They always say, not your keys, not your coins, and you should have custody of your own funds. I'm a big believer in that self-custody, right? But we're going to see a lot. I hate to say it, guys, but we're going to see a lot of crap like this during the bull market. The bull market's when the scammers and shit really come out to play. Excuse my language. The scammers and people like that. Like, look out for that. If just you guys watching this, if this is your first or second cycle, this is when the grifters come out. You know, they're trying to, you know, they don't have anything, you know, and they're trying to sell you like they do. And of course, just straight out scammers are trying to steal from you. So, you know, if you're not on Energi, keep your guard really high. And if you are on Energi, we provide a security kind of blanket. So I guess the simplest way to explain what I have built is there's DAOs, right? Most of you guys know DAOs, right? Decentralized autonomous organization. These already exist. You have like the Polkadot DAO, or you have the ApeCoin DAO, you know, or originally Energi was a fork of the Dash DAO, which was one of the earliest DAOs in crypto. That's what our original DAO was based off of. And what we did is a lot of DAOs allocate funds, right? You can vote on what to spend money on. We do that too. That's how we do all our funding. That's how we're a decentralized organization. A true decentralized organization needs that. But we took it to another level. And that is building enforcement into the DAO as well. And this is the game changer. This is the game changer, you guys. And this is what I think is crazy that I guess I'm surprised, you know, 5 years, I invented this on Energi 5 years ago in 2019. And we did it in response to users getting scammed, basically tricked by fake team members messaging them Discord. They have the same profile picture, or on Telegram, you know, they have the same profile picture. They mimic the profile really well, and they find some unique way of getting to you. Or maybe they befriend you or something. You think you're actually talking to, you know, the head or whoever it is in that project, but they're just setting you up to catch you off guard, to steal from you. I mean, it's crazy that we have to talk about it like this, but this is the state of crypto. And so the solution to that is to have enforcement on the blockchain where the DAO can vote. You can get a quorum on the DAO, right? 10% or whatever it is for different DAOs. And you can freeze a bad actor or even recover assets from a bad actor. Very important to note, this is not rolling back the blockchain. This is a direct new transaction. You know, new transaction to freeze, new transaction to drain and recover, new transaction to send those assets back to the user. So we're not rolling back the blockchain. And again, we're really big on decentralization too. We have over 500 nodes. To participate in our network, you can participate with one Energi for staking. We have a layer 2 built in. That's where the governance happens. Master nodes, that's 1,000 Energi. At the current price of 20 cents, that's pretty affordable. It's 200 bucks or so. That you can be a governor, part of the governance on Energi.
So that story you told me about Bitforex, how could Energi have prevented that?
Yes. Well, here's what we could do. What we could do is freeze those funds, right? The Energi they have in their hot wallet, right? Like if they had 1 million Energi in a hot wallet sitting there, what we could do is prevent those funds from getting dumped on a DEX or getting dumped on an exchange. And so we can't directly get the funds back for the direct victims who had their money stolen because they kept it on an exchange. Again, don't keep your money on an exchange. Just bottom line, if you're keeping money exchange, keep 5-10%, no more than that. You know, never keep all your money in an exchange. But the users who had money exchange, we can't get it back to them, but at least we can prevent that stolen Energi from getting dumped on everyone else, right? Which is like basically, like, if you think of it, it's like a tax, you know, it's like the thief tax, you know, they come and steal people's crypto and dump it on the community. We have no thief tax in Energi. We shut those thieves down. So yeah.
And something you mentioned last time is that there is a delay if you're trying to transfer your coins onto an exchange or out of the Energi blockchain. And that's the secret sauce, because a scammer will just automatically send any stolen coins to an exchange, but you have a delay.
And this is what it's all about. You know, I found that we've really built a brand around security. This is what I'm saying. Like, other blockchains are not even close to what we have, because even I aspire that the space eventually adopts the sort of DAO enforcement protocol or a philosophy that we've taken, because you need it, right? But so far, we're still the only ones doing it. But even when they have that, the next level of that is exactly what you said, the delay. Because if you're asleep when something happens or on vacation, if someone steals something from your wallet and you're asleep, and then you wake up and you check your wallet and you're like, oh, well, funds moved from my wallet 4 hours ago and it's already sold and gone. That didn't help you, right? So you need that extra layer. This is the defense in depth. So you have the time delay. They do this in the traditional market, T+3 settlement. Now, I want to be really clear. Anything on our blockchain is fast. Right now, our block times are a minute because that's what we did in 2017. We're dropping it down to 15 seconds. It'll be very similar to Ethereum in terms of speed. And that's not really an issue, right? A couple seconds for a transaction, that's okay, right? Transactions cost a penny or less on Energy. That's fine. Fees are cheap, transactions are fast. The issue that's outstanding today is that how are 100 million people going to come on a blockchain into essentially a scam fest, for lack of way of putting it, like, and I want to say something too, something that I really realize is when I built Energy, I think I even, may have not even given it credit for how powerful this is. But this is truly what the world needs. This technology is extremely powerful and extremely necessary. The enforcement, DAO enforcement on a blockchain, the security protocols. I mean, this is what I see as the future top blockchains in the world in 10 or 20 years. They're definitely going to have this.
Something you mentioned at the beginning today is that you want Energy to be the Apple of blockchains. Could you go into that?
Yeah, I have a lot of love for Apple. We all probably, a lot of us have iPhones. I had both iPhone and Android, but I love how everything just works together really well. I love how they protect user privacy well. They're doing that better than most of the big companies right now. They've kept that purity, in a lot of ways, even with Steve Jobs passing, God bless him. But that's, Energy, we have those things just built directly in. And I welcome other people to come build too, but we have a good DEX for you guys and a good NFT exchange coming out again right around the corner. These are like the two biggest applications on the blockchain. We've got those in-house and we have a bridge. So these are kind of the main apps. We provide kind of those main apps directly for you, all within the security environment that you can do all this stuff and not worry about, theft. If you're building a collection of NFTs, you get those royalties. That's a huge problem right now on other blockchains. And the whole royalty theft is what's going on, and it's happening because of a lack of governance on the blockchain. That if people can find a back door to screw someone over, like, you guys, just to pause here real quick, guys. As human beings, we're better than this. All right, for fuck's sake, like, come on, like, when did we turn into a bunch of thieves? We're not. We're not stealing people's royalties. We're not stealing people's stuff. We need a proper environment, a proper blockchain that can have that culture. And that's really what I want to see, that this is what it's really about. It's a cultural shift. The end game of money is a competition for ethics. Let me repeat that because it's a big one. The end game of crypto is a competition for ethics, because you're going to use money that has high ethics. You're going to use money that protects its citizens, that protects its people. I see Energy, people use Energy like our citizens. We got to protect them. It's our duty. So if there's a thief out there trying to prey on our community members, it's our job, and it's the community's job to help and participate in having, voting on proposals, voting on having leadership to take care of each other. Like, this is what I see. And I think it's really gone again, kind of missed by a lot of blockchains, which is crazy. I don't know how let me tell you what every other blockchain is competing for the most part. It's a trillion transactions per second. And then it's like free transactions. All right, we have enough TPS. That's not the issue. And then all the transactions are pretty cheap on most blockchains except for Bitcoin and Ethereum. So like that's not an issue either. The issue that no one's talking about is security. Oh, one more thing. Sorry, no, I'm on a roll here, but one thing I see all the time is blockchains are like, I just read this today. Like I was getting a haircut and my barber's like, oh yeah, my friend told me about this blockchain. And so I go look it up on my phone and I'm looking at it and it's like, highly secure. And I just see that. I'm like, yeah, right. Like when they mean secure, they're just talking about their like hashing algorithm, you know, or whatnot. They're not talking about protecting users, but it's such a misused word in the space, most secure blockchain, but there's no safety in their blockchains actually, you know, but they use that as like a marketing thing. Anyway, so I just went on a roll there, but
The
yeah,
excitement of a bull market is palpable. We're certainly excited on our channel, and you've been in the space for years, so bull and bear. So it's just nice to see other people caring and wanting to learn more. Um, is there anything we didn't mention on energy? For example, you had an incident with an exchange you were telling me about.
all right, yeah. So let me tell you guys a story, and I'll try to make it quick here, but I want you guys to catch this. It's important. We were on a big exchange, okay, for like 5 years, and we had good relations with this exchange. You know, everything was fine, and then we Energy did have a rough bear market in terms of a price pressure because we were building through the bear market. We didn't quit, we didn't stop, and I'm really happy we did because we got this NFT marketplace now that looks sick, and it takes time to build stuff, and we built through the bear. Anyway, so this exchange we're on, again, a big exchange, delisted us and about 100 other projects. All right. And then like I messaged them, I was like, we didn't do anything wrong. What's the issue? They didn't give us any warning. It was like, hey, we're going to delist you guys in 2 days. There was no way to talk to anyone, no upper management available to talk to anything. They were just like, oh, they made their decision. It was not good, communication or anything. But whatever, you roll with the punches, right? So everything's fine. The users are withdrawing their assets off the exchange. Now, what they did is they said, you have 6 months to withdraw. And if you don't withdraw within 6 months, then your assets are forfeit. All right. Let's take a second here, right? What's the problem with all the stuff we saw with FTX and all this stuff? It's the misutilization of user funds, right? You cannot just steal user funds, but that's essentially what happened. I mean, so there was over 1 million energy there.
And
All
just
right.
and just for the audience, the common thing is that if there's ever going to be a delisting is, hey, if you don't move your assets by a certain date, they'll get auto transferred to stable coins and you just have those stable coins. This exchange didn't do that.
Right, correct. And also even that is like shenanigans too, a little bit. It's like, but what I see now in hindsight is, was this all part of the plan? And that's definitely a consideration that this was a revenue generating activity, let's say. This is, I'm just thinking out, I'm not, and again, I'm not going to name who it is, but there's a lot of shady stuff in this space. So anyway, those funds went to another exchange that they went to dump. Guys, by the way, do you know what scammers do? I just want to make sure, when scammers steal money from someone, and we took down some scammers, and I get in their head and I see how they think. One scammer was telling me how he's like, your money is better your money is better mine than yours because you're going to lose it anyway. You guys get that? That's how they think. They're like, let me say that again. They think that your money is better, that it's theirs, because you're going to lose it anyway. How fucked up is that? That's how they justify it to themselves. Human language. That's how they justify themselves, which is terrible. Can you imagine if everyone justified things like that, like that, like that? No, Anyway, so they took this. It was over 1 million energy, which is a ton of energy. It's like 1.5% of our supply. It's a lot of energy. They sent these funds to another exchange to go dump. And lo and behold, that's where Energy's governance comes in. And I was fine with them, people withdrawing, because they were withdrawing from the account like every day, the people, withdrawing their money. But as soon as they sent it to another exchange, I was like, that's it. We froze it there through the decentralized governance, put the proposal in, froze it, and prevented it from being dumped. That money is now over 1 million energy, is now confiscated. I would love to see it return to its original holders. That is going to be very difficult to do because we don't know whose address ties to what. But at least we prevented that money from getting dumped on the rest of our community. And imagine some of those holders who had energy stolen probably have other energy on the side. Imagine how they had already some energy stolen, and then like more energy dumped on them. Like, can you guys imagine what most blockchains go through, right? And do you see what Energy's power and potential there is, that we're able to protect against? That's just one example. I didn't see this coming. This happened just a few weeks ago. I didn't see this coming. I was having a nice, normal, happy day, and I find this out. But the point is, we saw it coming and we could react, where the rest of the blockchains are powerless against this sort of stuff.
And that money went back to the exchange, like you just made it go back. Is that correct?
So what happened was we kicked it out of the exchange they were sending it to. That exchange actually kicked it out of there, and we froze it, and it's frozen in that the address it went into the exchange from. We kicked it back out to that address, and it's frozen in there. If that makes sense.
It does, it does. And hey, if you're aware down below of which exchange this is, please let me know down below in the comment section. I'll be reading.
I just want to make a point, guys. I'm not the reason I'm not mentioning it is because I'm not doing this to create drama or something. I'm doing it because I really want to underline what what again we should have a duty to protect each other in the space, and we uphold that duty to protect our users and our citizens. And this is what I believe is a high level responsibility of all top blockchains. This is what all top blockchains should be doing. And again, I'm surprised that other top blockchains haven't figured it out yet, but we're on this for 5 years, and 3 years with no successful theft that I know of. And by the way, all these systems were built brick by brick. It wasn't all at once. Like we had the governance, enforcement, and then we realized we needed the time delay too. When we had some people, some criminals still got away, So that's how all the pieces kind of come together. And for you as a user, be sure to set up a wallet alert, and you can get to that on our website if you're on Energi. So this way, if your funds move, you get an email. So that's how you know. You check your email. If you see an alert that says your funds moved and it wasn't you, let us know right away. We can jump into action. We got 3 days to catch them before they can get out, but that's usually enough to catch them.
I will say, like, I think security is going to be a huge trend, especially with AI and everything. Security is only becoming more part of the narrative for blockchain. You have been building for multiple bull and bear cycles, so I'm excited to see more. I want to ask you, maybe about the show we did or the crypto market in general, but just anything we didn't cover for Energi.
Nothing really comes to mind. Just wanted to let you guys know our NFT marketplace is going to make it. That's what the Killer Whale show is on. We focus on that. So that's coming out pretty soon. It's looking really good, so it'll be for those of you guys who use Blur, it looks similar to Blur, but with a lot better kind of UI, and just in terms of it just I don't know, I like it more. You guys, but props to Blur for that, because they made these NFT marketplaces just a little I don't know, better. So yeah, so anyway, gonna make it. Yeah.
Yeah, and to be clear, today's interview has nothing to do with the show. It just by happenstance, you were a contestant on the show that has not aired yet. It'll be the last episode to air very, very soon. Thoughts on your experience?
Yeah, so we did the show back in summer, and obviously crypto is like way more energetic now, which is great to see. But the message that I say in the show, you guys will have to see it and get that. But it stands true to this moment, and similar to what we're talking about here. Just the responsibility we have to. It's our duty to protect our people, whether it's protecting royalties or whether it's protecting from theft or anything. Again, 100 million people, you guys. How are we going to onboard 100? How are we gonna have governments accept us? How are we gonna how can we combat that narrative in the DC that they're trying to push? Oh, crypto and crime. We need to get behind this, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't just have to be Energi. In fact, I want to have other competing, competing blockchains competing for that ethics. This is an inevitable evolution of the world. And we're just and Energi I made on the 4th of July, 2017, Independence Day, baby. You know what's up, and it's the purpose of crypto ultimately liberates humanity, and you need governance to do that. And we're leading the way in that. So
I have one final big picture crypto question, because I got to give it to you, Tommy. We did an interview back in 2022, really the start of the bear market. It was like around November. And you basically said at the end, when I asked you a big picture question, hey, I'm bullish on the market, but we are overvalued right now and it'll be a cool down. And that was the bear for the next about year. So I got to give it to you. What are your thoughts on the current market? Is the bull over? More to come currently?
Man, great question. Well, first of all, you guys, I hope you guys all sit down and buckle in, because it's going to be a crazy ride. So I always say that opportunities increase in time. They don't decrease. So just so you guys know that, there's way more opportunities now than ever. So first of all, be tuned in, have your head in the game. Now is time to pay attention. You know, I had a vacation that I love. That I go on, like I like to go on annually. I canceled it. I'm focused. I'm in the game right now. You know, like now is the time to pay attention. All right. So, um, Bitcoin has gone had a really nice move, and that's amazing to see. The flows from the ETF are phenomenal, but that money is going to flow everywhere else. We haven't seen ETH move yet. You guys are going to be in for it. You know, when ETH rockets off, you know, when ETH is 10 grand, we'll be in the show. And then altcoins are just, you know, ETH squared in terms of like the power of the move. So low cap, high value, low cap coins. Obviously, low cap coins are higher risk, right? But if you find a good low cap with good active founder, you know, good fundamentals, this is actually really important, you guys. Differentiation and branding. We're going into that phase now where before, yes, every blockchain, oh, fast blockchain, this, that. No, we're really going into like, what is the brand of this blockchain really about? Where's that brand? Pay attention to that. We're really going into that specialization. So altcoins, the right altcoins are going to do insane. So start, you know, doing your homework, learning, plugging in, and let's make some money, guys. It's gonna be fun. So I would say, you know, this cycle we're right on time. We're perfect timing. We got the halving coming up, the Ethereum ETF coming up. You know, typically the cycle would peak out late next year. That doesn't mean it's necessarily going to happen like this. It could end earlier, it could end later, and it could be a super cycle. So, but I think 2014 is very, very well positioned.
2024
in crypto. Sorry. Where? Yeah, 2024. Did I say 2012?
2014 is what you
Oh
said.
Lord, all right, man. Just wanted to go back 10 years in time. Time flies when you're having fun, you guys. 2024. This year is going to be a lot of fun. So definitely try to commit your time to paying attention and catch these waves.
And obviously, we always say this on the channel, never invest more money than you were willing to lose. Cryptocurrency is risky. But that being said, everybody in the industry, because of the ETFs, because of so many things, you know, this is the bull market, is the belief. Tommy, I want to have you back on. Links for all your stuff are down below, but just final thoughts for the Altcoin Daily audience on Energi.
On Energi. Well, again, guys, again, I think the key thing is the end game, the focus on ethics, the duty to protect. Blockchains have a duty to protect their users. So really start expecting that. You know, don't accept that it's your fault if you got scammed through a sophisticated trick. No, if you got tricked like that, that's a duty of a good blockchain to protect you. That's what I want to say, and that's how I want to see the space evolve. And as soon as enough of us start demanding that, then that will become the state of blockchain, and we can actually have a safe experience in blockchain. So
I love it. And you know, like you said, branding is important, and you guys are branded, in my opinion, as, you know, one of the main people tackling security. So you're the leader in that.
Well, thank you. And pleasure, guys. Thank you, Austin, for having me. Altcoin Daily are the legends of crypto YouTube. So a pleasure being here, an honor being here. Thank you, guys.